Let's go over some bilateral squat variations today. This is a front squat with an Olympic front rack grip. This is considered a more stable option but requires a lot of wrist mobility. Placing the bar in front of you will bias the quads. To set up, the bar should be placed on your shoulders with your fingers wrapped under the bar. This is a front squat with a cross arm grip. It requires more core stability in order to keep the bar moving in a straight path. However, it's great for those with wrist mobility limitations who cannot achieve the Olympic front rack setup. Remember that forward placement of the bar in front of you biases the quads during the squat. Setup is to place the bar on your shoulders and cross your arms like an X parallel to the floor. In this clip, I'm demonstrating a Zercher squat. This exercise is great again if you lack wrist mobility for an Olympic front rack setup. It also increases the safety because you can drop the bar in front of you if you fail a rep. You will also build a lot of core and back stability because of the anterior load of the bar. Setup is to place the bar in the crease of your elbow. This clip shows a back squat with a high bar setup. Back squats will tend to bias the glutes and hamstrings because of the posterior load of the bar. High bar setup involves placing the bar on the back of your shoulders. Using a high bar setup will usually elicit a more upright torso than low bar. A little different than the high bar setup is the low bar back squat. This involves placing the bar across the shoulder blades. This version creates a forward trunk lean, which biases the glutes and hamstrings more. Because of the increased posterior chain use, the shin does not have to travel as far forward over the toes, so this may be more beneficial for those with poor ankle mobility. Other bilateral variations include the safety bar squat. While the load is placed posterior to you, it may bias the quads due to arm placing maintaining an upright torso. The safety bar also allows more comfort and less spinal loading due to the specific load distribution of the safety bar. Make sure you keep your arms punched out in front of you and keep your core tight to avoid rounding over. The overhead squat seen here is great for building overall stability and assessing total body mobility. This is the most unstable bilateral squat variation because of the overhead position of the bar. This movement may be difficult if you lack shoulder and upper back mobility or stability. You may also lack depth if you have poor hip or ankle mobility. To perform correctly, make sure the bar is directly over the center of your feet and remains there during its entire path.